Welcome everybody to Kitchenorama. Wishing you all a very happy new year. May this new year bring loads of good health and prosperity to you and your family. Let's ring into this new year with some yummy, delicious Panna Cotta, which is rich with fresh fruits and a little bit of a boozy twist. Are you ready? Here are the ingredients. Now remember that I'm using 1/4 cup of rum for the Panna Cotta, and then for the jelly top, I have used vanilla flavored whiskey. You have various options. Get your Instant Pot going. I haven't turned it on yet. I'm going to be using 1 cup measure of the rice cup that comes with Instant Pot just to make everyone's life easy. I'm using heavy whipping cream here because it helps in making your Panna Cotta very rich and thicker and creamier in texture. I'm going to use 2.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. Again, remember, my Instant Pot is not on right now. Once I'm done adding my whipping cream, in the same cup, I'm going to be taking 1 cup of whole milk. I'm going to go ahead and add that to my whipped cream. I'm going to take 3/4 cups of granulated sugar. Add that in. And now you're going to go ahead and turn the saute mode on. You want to make sure you're using a whisk to continuously stir so your sugar dissolves. You don't want to boil this milk. You want it to be hot. You don't want it to be lukewarm. You don't want it to be boiling hot. It should just start giving out some good steam, and you know that your sugar's melted and your milk has come to a good hot temperature. As you can see, I'm stirring it nice and steady here, and you can see that steam coming off. And that tells me that the milk is ready to be taken out of this pot. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my Instant Pot and take this milk out and set it aside. Now, in a small bowl, I've taken 1/4 cup of milk at room temperature, and I'm going to use unflavored gelatin packet. I'm going to use 1 packet of gelatin in my 1/4 cup of milk. And I'm going to very lightly drizzle my gelatin on top of this milk. And I'm going to let it sit for roughly about a minute to 2 minutes. What that does is it prevents your gelatin from lumping up and it dissolves it evenly. So I'm going to go ahead and let it sit, and roughly about a minute or 2 minutes, I'm just going to whisk it together. And once it dissolves in this milk, I'm going to take that entire milk and pour it back into my main milk in the Instant Pot container. And then I'm just going to stir it good and nice. And now my milk has been infused with gelatin. I've arranged the cups, which are serving cups, in an incline. I'm using a bundt pan, and as you can see, I have inclined my cups because I need to have a little bit of a design, if you'd say, or just for the aesthetics of presentation. And I am going to start filling my gelatin infused cream and milk mixture into these serving glasses. I'm going to put these in the refrigerator. I'm going to cover it with a little plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator roughly about an hour for it to set. And while this is setting, I'm going to go ahead and create my jelly top. Now I'm using Persimmon fruits because I've always wondered what can I make with these. So I really wanted to try doing my Panna Cotta with these ripe Persimmon fruits. I'm just going to go ahead and peel them off. And the riper they are, the sweeter they are. Persimmon fruits are also known as the winter peaches because peaches are usually summer fruits, and you still can find peaches in the United States during winters because they're grown in South America, which is a little tropical place. So, but they're not winter fruits. But Persimmons are supposed to be winter peaches because they have the same texture. I don't know if you would agree, but they taste very much like chiku or sapota that you get in India. So I'm going to go ahead and chop them into bigger chunk sizes. And what I'm really going to do is I'm going to be making my jelly top with infusing these Persimmon fruit flavor into it. So I'm taking all my 2 chopped Persimmons in Instant Pot bowl. I'm adding 1/2 cup of sugar, and I'm adding 1.5 cup of water here. Now my Persimmon fruits are ripe and they are sweet, so I don't want to add any extra sugar. my panna cotta also has sugar, so I'm trying to control the sweetness here. And I'm using 1/4 cup of vanilla infused whiskey. I'm using the Royal Crown brand. You can find any flavored whiskey, bourbon, or you can just throw in 1/4 cup of rum in there. Now, I'm gonna let it boil in the Instant Pot, and roughly about 5 to 7 minutes, I see that my parmesans are nice and cooked. They're soft in texture, but they still have a little bit of crunch to it. That's when I go ahead and take a couple of pieces out. This is something I'm going to be using for garnishing. And the rest of the pieces, I'm just going to use the back of a spoon or a fork to mush. Here I'm adding roughly about, half a tablespoon of lemon juice. What that does is it gives your jelly top a nice tangy sweet flavor. All natural flavors infused. And then if you don't want to use vanilla flavored whiskey, you can just add a little bit of vanilla essence to your rum, and that's totally fine too. Now let it boil, let it come to simmer. And as I said, you can use the back of a fork to just mush these up. And you will see in some time that I'm going to be using these mushed parmesans to fill my jelly tops. So my jelly will have some bite sizes of parmesans infused in it. It is such a natural flavored panna cotta. It is amazing, and you will have fun making and eating this. So go ahead, and once your water and your sugar is all dissolved, strain it out, and you want to make sure that you are using a cup to strain your syrup out. You're going to hold on the top. Now take roughly about a 1/4 cup of your syrup. Do the same thing we did with the gelatin, and then after 10 to 15, roughly about 5 minutes, go ahead and start stirring it in. As you can see, it's starting to become a little lumpy here. You can always strain this out. The hot your syrup is, the well better your gelatin combines. Go ahead and pour it back into the main syrup and whisk it all up. Now this gelatin infused syrup is going to be your top jelly on the panna cotta. I'm using these mushed pieces of parmesan as well. Now my panna cotta has been sitting in the refrigerator roughly about an hour and a half, and I'm going to go ahead and take that plastic wrap off. And now they are all set. I'll show you that it should be nice and at a good angle. As you can see, they're all set, and it's just enough springy. It's not too soft, it's not runny. You want to make sure your gelatin syrup is at room temperature. You don't want to pour too hot of your gelatin syrup on top of your panna cotta. It will start melting your panna cotta. So you want to make sure you're using room temperature gelatin syrup. Go ahead and layer some of those mushed parmesan fruits on top of your panna cotta and start adding your room temperature jelly mixture on top. And then once that's done, you're gonna put these back into the refrigerator roughly about an hour. If you're going to be serving it next day, overnight is even better, and that helps in setting your jelly and your panna cotta even better. Go ahead and garnish it with your fresh fruits, and you are ready to serve it. Enjoy this creamy, delicious, fresh fruit infused panna cotta with friends and family, and say hello to 2021.